second civil degree?
I would suppose so, Mr. President. Bagamat hindi ako eksperto sa Sharia law, hindi ako kasing maalam tulad ni Senator Robin, but I would suppose so. And I would also suppose, Mr. President, kaya nga po, bukod sa SK Reform and Empowerment Law, yung administrative and elective codes ng Bangsamoro, ang isa sa mga pioneering laws sa ating republika na may anti-political dynasty provision. Opo,
Okay,
Mr. President.
siguro then we deserve further study. I don't think you would want to pass this very like a bullet train, you know. So we would I would further look into the answers based on your replies, so that we can ensure that we have covered the possible loopholes. So I think the distinguished lady, Mr. President, thank you very much for taking much of your time.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President. And as a last note, definitely hindi rin po ako pabor sa bullet train. In fact, this has been a slow train. 39 years na po ang biyahe niya. And super hopeful po ako na sana yung ating 20th Congress ang makapasa ng unang pambansang anti-political dynasty law, Mr. President. Salamat po.
Yeah. Session is suspended for 1 minute to allow the Senate President to ascend.
Earlier, the majority leader manifested that after my interpellation, it's the turn of the Senate President pro tem. So we recognize the President pro tem, Senator Ping Lacson, to continue the interpellations.
Thank you, Mr. President. First off, let me thank the distinguished sponsor for taking over the chairmanship of the Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation from this representation. And likewise, I'd like to commend and congratulate her for coming up with the committee report, which is now under plenary debates, where previous Congresses failed. You have succeeded, so my congratulations.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Although hindi ko pa sigurado kung pasasalamatan ko yung dating chair ng Committee on Electoral Reform sa pagpasa nito sa akin. Biro lamang po, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po.
With that being said, may the distinguished sponsor also allow this representation to seek clarificatory or clarification on certain provisions.
Very gladly
under
also,
the
Mr.
measure.
President.
Yeah. I'll start off with Section 2, Declaration of Policy. This, I think, is called from Section 26, Article 2 of the 1987 Constitution, Declaration of Principles and State Policies. And I will quote verbatim: the state shall guarantee equal access to opportunities for public service and prohibit political dynasties as may be defined by law. In fact, ito pong particular na provision na ito, mainit yung debate ni Commissioner Suarez and Commissioner Davide. I think this was also taken up during the committee hearing. Now, my first question is, given that the wording of the constitutional prohibition on political dynasty states as may be defined by law, thus giving the Congress discretion on the definition and coverage of political dynasties. Now, how do we consider an argument of allowing a narrower application focused only on offices where power is most concentrated, such as the president, governors, mayors, exercise singular or centralized authority over the administration, appointments, budget execution, and law enforcement within their respective jurisdictions? Kasi may conflict po yung isa broader, di ba? Mas broad. And the second portion of Section 26, medyo restriction. So how do we, as a matter of policy, how would Congress resolve that particular contradictory provision?
Mr. President, that's a very interesting and important question. In principle, dahil sinabi ng Konstitusyon na as may be defined by law, iniwan nung framers, gaya ng sinabi ng good SP pro tempore, sa Kongreso sa pagde-define yan. Interestingly, dun sa una ba na pagdinig or isa sa mga regional consultations, lumabas naman yung parang ibang version ng tanong ng good gentleman mula sa Cavite. Tinanong naman ng isang panelist doon na ano kaya't magpasa muna kayo ng batas prohibiting political dynasties dun muna sa local positions. I recall dun sa isang hearing dito sa Senado, sinabi ng or sinite namin yung studies ng Lente at saka Ateneo School of Government na kahit makapasa lang ng anti-political dynasty law hanggang sa second degree of consanguinity, magi-impact na yan at mag-free up na yan ng up to 30% ng mga local positions. So, yung tanong po ng good SP pro tempore is not unreasonable within the broad interpretation ng mandate na ibinibigay ng konstitusyon sa Kongreso. Though of course, yung ating committee report ay gustong saklawin lahat. Doon pa lang sa implementasyon nitong unang batas na maaari nating maipasa, Mr.
Yes,
President.
thank you, distinguished sponsor. And that would bring me to my next question. Relatedly, yung national positions versus local positions. I'm referring particularly to legislative elective positions like senators and congressmen. Kasi if we will follow the old traditional and the old civilization definition of dynasty, not political, dynasty, ito yung parang iniiwasan yung in regard to this measure, iniwasan yung concentration of power at saka ng wealth. Kasi yung in the olden times, di ba, pag sinabing dynasty, emperor, handed down to generations, di ba? Different generations. Hindi na inalis yung power, hindi na inalis yung wealth, yung opportunity to accumulate wealth. But in this case, kasi we are elected senators and we don't have the power to execute. Di ba tayo lang gumagawa tayo ng batas hindi tayo nag-execute ng laws, hindi tayo nag-implement. So, yung relation ng legislative officials vis-a-vis yung local officials, for example, mayors, governors, etc., parang unfair. Dahil kung pag-usapan natin concentration of power and wealth or influence, parang unfair naman do sa members ng legislature. This is not to please 4 pairs of siblings in this body. But that is from my point of view, yun po yung aking pananaw na dapat wag idamay yung legislature sa political definition ng political dynasty. And at the proper time, I'm planning to introduce an amendment in that regard.
This representation will study that proposed amendment of the good SP pro tempore at the proper time.
Yeah.
At the same time, reiterate ko lang po na legislative positions are also covered because the dangers of concentration or control over those very resources, power, and wealth are still present here. Tayo pong mga legislators, we have the power of the purse. Kung mag-asawa halimbawa ang taga-set ng budget o at taga-gastos nito, halimbawa lalo na sa local level, may panganib po talaga. Also, the executive branch checks the legislative branch and the legislative checks the executive. Kung sa simultaneous holding of power, especially sa local or consecutive, mas mahirap po yung pag-check and balance or pag-oversight sa previous na implementation ng mga policies or implementation ng mga budget. Kung may shared familial tie, ang taga-check ng isa't isa, may panganib po doon. And I could not say na yung ganyang mga dangers or possibilities ay absolutely hindi nag-e-exist kahit sa legislator lamang, Mr.
Ang
President.
disagreement ko po doon, kasi yung executive position, centralized yung power. In the case of Congress, collective not centralized in one particular individual. Unlike in the executive, if you are the president, maybe also the vice president, or maybe a governor, a mayor, nakakoncentrate yung power. But in our case, one senator or one congressman cannot just decide because we are a collegial or a collective body. That's my argument,
Actually,
to your response.
Opo, I was also going to mention that, Mr. President, na collegial body tayo, collegial body ang House. And of course, one member, one vote. Pero, di ba may kasabihan which at least half the time applies and at least half the time doesn't apply, na blood is thicker than water. So kahit pagkatapos ng deliberations, kung may mga matters na pagbobotohan ng anumang legislative body, tayo, ang House or mga local legislative bodies, baka posibleng magka-count yung mga boto ng mga maaring eventually sa batas sakupin na political dynasty relationships dahil
That-
may conflict of interest.
That should
din,
apply
Mr.
if
President.
majority of the members of the Senate, for example, 13, magkakapatid, mag-ama, or maglolo, pwede sabihin natin na centralized in one, not family, but by virtue of relationship, either by affinity or consanguinity. Pero I don't think, it could happen, but very unlikely. Ang argument ko po is, yun nga, collegial body tayo, collective yung participation ng bawat isa sa atin, unlike the executive department na talaga concentrated on one person.
I am very willing, Mr. President, na to continue to think and
Yes.
deliberate about
That's
this
good enough, Mr.
with the
President.
good SP pro tempore. Dahil kung ang Senate and numerically, according to different studies, the House ay overly represented ang mga political dynasties. Additionally, it sets the tone para sa mga eleksyon at para sa governance dito sa ating bansa na parang lalo na over time nano-normalize na to a significant degree iilang mga pamilya lamang ay maaring pagmulan ng mga magagaling na legislators or members of the executive na hindi yun po ang utos ng konstitusyon sa atin sa Kongreso na sa pamamagitan ng ganitong batas mas buksan ng espasyo, i-level yung playing field para sa pagkakataon na magsilbi sa public service ng mas maraming mamamayang Pilipino, Mr. President.
Yung sinabi nyo lang na open yung inyong mind
Opo, Mr.
to
President.
consider when you further study the matter or the argument that I posited. That's good enough for now,
Salamat,
Mr. President.
Opo.
Now, that brings me to my next question. Ito po ba mga congressmen, district representatives, are they national officials or local?
Napakagandang tanong niyan, Mr. President. At palagay ko, isa yan
Related
sa...
yan sa una kong argument
I
na
see, Mr. President.
i-dissociate natin yung nationally elected or national officials from the local officials.
Opo. Which is carried po, Mr. President, dito sa ating committee report.
Yes.
Separately po bibilangin yung posibleng iba na political dynasty relationship sa national, dun po sa local. Yung tanong po, Mr. President, ng Good SP Pro Tempore, palagay ko isa yon na pagdedebatihan talaga
Yes.
sa House Contingent kung makaabot po tayo sa BICAM.
Ang pinanggagalingan ko po, Mr. President, yung mismong provision ng Constitution, Article 6, no? Ang sinasabi dito, establishes the House of Representatives as part of the legislative department of the national government. So, maski elected sila sa district, pero they represent a national legislative body. And that would categorize them and for being national officials. Hindi po ba?
Debatable po, Mr. President. At maaring yan ang isang...
I'm only citing the Constitution.
Yes, Mr.
that they are
President,
national
the strongest
officials.
card of all, the Constitution. And palagay ko, isang malakas na baraha na dadalhin sa deliberations ng ating counterparts sa House pagdating po, pag makarating tayo sa BICAM. Ang perspective po sa ngayon ng ating committee report ay sila po ay ibibilang sa local officials. Dahil bagamat, opo, ang House ay bahagi ng national institution ng Kongreso, pero particular sa district representatives, hinahalal po sila ng mga constituents ng distrito
Yes.
nila. So may isang defined locality na bumoboto sa kanila. Iba pa yung talagang ang mga party list binoboto nationally. So i-consider na national officials. Pero district officials, sa current perspective ng committee report po natin, ay local officials. Mr.
Yeah,
President.
again, babalik po ako doon sa earlier argument ko na magkaiba naman yung function nila under the Constitution and under yung policy-wise. Kasi yung isa executive, yung isa naman legislative. And one congressman, one district representative cannot centralize, di ba, the power, yung influence and power, collegial kasi. So balik uli ako sa argument yung binanggit kanina, Mr. President.
But that may be so, Mr. President, pero pwede ring hindi lang i-imagine, pero i-document yung mga actually existing relationships on the ground na ang isang legislator ay pwedeng impluensyahan yung, halimbawa, yung tsansa na ang kadinastiya niya ay magtagumpay sa pagtakbo para sa executive positions. One evil we seek to prevent is the close relationship between district legislators and local executives. Halimbawa po sa usapin ng pag-appropriate ng funds
Yeah.
para sa execution ng mga programs, activities,
Yeah.
and projects. May various iterations ng pork barrel funds na dinebate at binaka natin dito sa Kongreso ng ating Republika. And yes, the House and the Senate are collegial bodies, but we must not underestimate the power held by our individual legislators, kahit pa po ang ating mga district representatives, Mr. President.
Yeah, that's another issue altogether,
Sige
yung
po.
pork
Yes, Mr.
barrel,
President.
yung participation ng bawat legislator sa pag-implement, no? Yung iba kasi nag-implement, but we are not authorized to implement because ang papel lang
Yes.
natin is authorization phase. Wala tayo sa implementation.
Nga lang,
Ah,
Mr. President, yung legislator ay pwedeng collegially din
Yeah,
magpasa ng GAA, pero ang mag-execute at maaring nag-request
executive
in the whole
department.
cycle ay sa executive na maaring ka-dynasty niya, Mr. President.
Yes, but wala naman tayong power to implement or
Wala po,
execute.
as legislator.
Tayo
Opo.
tagagawa lang ng batas. So
Opo.
again, balik ulit ako sa basic argument ko na wag nating pagaluin sa political dynasty yung legislature at saka yung executive department. Anyway, sinabi nyo na open yung mind nyo. So wag nyo na
Pag-aaralan ko po, lalo na po sa national level, mas
Yeah,
mahirap
especially
talaga.
sa national level.
Opo, pero mas mahirap talaga, pero gagawin pa rin itong representasyon sa local level dahil doon napakayaman ng
Meaning members of
documentation.
the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and Sangguniang Lungsod or Bayan.
Opo, Mr. President, pero pati members ng House of Representatives sa district.
Yeah, but again, members of the House are national officials. They're not local
sa
officials.
tingin po ng House, I would,
No,
yes.
it's what the Constitution says.
Again,
They're national officials.
yun yung very provocative discussion po, Mr. President.
Last point na lang po, ito binilabor na ni Senate President. Pero gusto ko pa rin i-touch yung Section D, partnerships without the benefit of marriage. Okay lang po yung Article 147. Pero pagka kasi sila, maski common law relationships, capacitated sila to marry, di ba? Both of them. But in case both or either one of them walang capacity to marry, wag na natin isama yung 148 kasi wala na yun ang sasabi ng Article 148, in-include yung unions with legal impediment to marry. Kasi mahirap i-prove yun. Sabi nga ni Senate President, what if sabihin, hindi, break na kami, okay. So wag na lang natin ihalo, bayaan na lang natin silang, wag na saklawin ng political dynasty. After all, kung wala naman silang, hindi naman sila capacitated to marry, so hindi sila magkaano-ano.
Again, Mr. President, pag-aaralan po yan itong representasyon, but I just wish to reiterate or make of record na
I'm okay with
kaya-
147, but
yes, I
148,
understand, Mr. President.
under the family code, mukhang maraming problema ang haharapin.
Again, willing po akong pag-aralan yon yung maraming posibleng problema. Sabihin ko lamang po na kaya po sa committee report, isinasama po yung Family Code Article 148 dahil maaring may couples na nagko-cohabit kahit incapacitated from marrying each other. Halimbawa po yung legally separated pa lang. Or, so ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng mag-asawa.
Yeah.
Or yung isang tanong kanina ng Good Senate President, pending pa petition for annulment. Ano pa ba? So yung ganun pong mga sitwasyon na tumitira po sila magkasama sa isang tahanan or halimbawa, yung isa ay dating part ng isang marriage abroad na nag-divorce sila pero hindi pa po recognized yun dito. So kahit sila ay nagko-cohabit, di pa rin sila pwedeng mag-asawa kahit gusto nila. And yet, meron silang ganung relasyon na pwede talaga nilang mag-constitute ng isang political dynasty relationship, Mr. President.
I only brought that up para ma-simplify na lang yung issues to be resolved. Kasi kung pati yung lalayo pa tayo na wala naman silang capacity to engage in a legal marriage. Yung common law relationships, okay lang eh. Kung sila naman capacitated to marry, it's just a matter of time. Pero yung merong legal impediment.
Yes.
I don't think we should include that. No?
I see.
I refer to again to Article
148.
148.
Again, pag-aaralan ko pa po yun, Mr. President, just to also make of record na yung kaninang tinatalakay nitong representasyon kasama ni Senate President, Article 148 would cover mistresses of married men. So nagkakohabit sila, mistress si babae, pero dahil kasal si lalaki, hindi sila pwedeng mag-asawa kahit nagkokohabit po sila.
Yeah, but of
Mr.
course,
President.
the offsprings, mako-cover. Kasi di ba sabi natin legitimate or illegitimate, ano?
Yes, Mr.
Kasi
President.
a child,
Opo.
even out of wedlock, considered na yon as a, first degree, di ba?
Second
No,
degree,
Anak eh.
yes, by consanguinity, Mr.
By
President.
consanguinity.
Pasok po sa
Pasok
political
siya.
dynasty prohibition.
Okay yon.
Yes,
Pero
Mr.
yung
President.
mag-boyfriend, mag-girlfriend na nag-cohabit, na even for so many years, but either one or both or either one of them, hindi naman sila capacitated to marry, ipwera na natin.
Pag-aralan natin, Mr. President, dahil nga nagko-cohabit sila ng matagal na, maaring gusto sana nila mag-asawa but for one reason hindi pwede, may mga anak, then that is, gives one or the other yung resource nung influence at wealth na mayroon yung isa, Mr. President.
Yeah, kasi ang family code, yung 147, 148, ang ginogovern non-properties di ba? Kaya
Yes,
i-relate
Mr.
ko yon.
President.
Kapag hindi naman sila or wala silang pag-asang maging mag-asawa, so separate yung properties nila. Hindi sila pwedeng magkaroon ng conjugal property
Yes, Mr. President.
unless meron silang legal document na sabihin na share. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer kung possible na gawin nila yon. But dahil ang ginogovern nga yung properties, hindi naman talaga pwede magsama yung properties ng a couple who are just cohabiting na hindi naman pwede maging mag-asawa. So kung sa akin, pananaw ko lamang na kung pwedeng wag na nating isaklaw doon sa political dynasty.
I do reiterate na pag-aaralan ko po ito, Mr. President. Pero yung mga couples na nagko-cohabit, partners without the benefit of marriage, marami rin pong dokumentasyon na they actually buy assets together, whether or not listed siya as conjugal property or not. At sigurado kung meron silang ganyang relasyon, pwedeng i-deploy nung isang partner ang resources na meron siya para i-favor yung isa and vice versa, Mr. President.
So plan naman, hindi naman madiin ang diin ko po doon sa national and local, especially
Both.
legislature.
And party list, Mr. President.
Yeah, including members of Congress,
Opo,
lower
Mr.
house, I mean.
Opo, Mr. President.
So with that, thank you very much, Mr. President, and I'd like again to thank the lady from Panay Island for accommodating my questions. Thank
Maraming
you.
salamat po, Mr. President.
The Majority Leader.
Of course. Of course, Matthew.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, with the lady senator from Capiz and Republic of the Philippines, just entertain a few questions from this representation, Mr. President.
Gladly, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, just that we fully support the measure of the lady senator. As a matter of fact, in Bukidnon, although we used to be a fat dynasty, we're now a thin dynasty. And as a matter of fact, in 2028, it's only one who's running. So we're going to comply our own, and only one will run. But my question lang, Mr. President, to the lady senator is that on the issue of who does the COMELEC decide or choose to run when there are several family members? Kasi marami pong mga pamilya nag-aaway-away. When there are several family members who want to run for mayor, for example, Mr. President. Kasi as of now, alam ko marami dito taga-probinsya. Hindi naman lahat ng mga kamag-anak ay magkaibigan. Lagay natin po ay yung incumbent mayor, yung kapatid ay magkaaway. Biglang gustong tumakbo. Kalaban ng incumbent mayor. Under the version that you passed, it's a toss coin. Pero parang unfair naman yun po sa incumbent. Dahil siya na nga incumbent, may 50-50 chance pa hindi siya na makatakbo muli o hindi siya makaservisyo sa taong bayan dahil sa toss coin. And if we give also the COMELEC the decision to decide among the two, delikado din po yan. It's open to a lot of interpretation, a lot of parang ano yun, red tape, ika nga, di ba? Magulo. How, under the law, Mr. President, how do we address that among siblings who want to run for the same particular siblings or relatives who want to run for the same particular position?
Mr. President, under the committee report in its current form, the family itself will have the first option to decide among themselves who of them will run. They'll be given.
Kasi the case, Mr. President, is
They will be-
magkaaway kasi sila.
Ah,
I'll
yes.
give you a case
Yes,
in
Mr.
point. In the
President.
first district of Bukidnon, Congressman Joman Alba, his wife is Malu
Yes.
Acosta, who was a former congresswoman. Kaaway po nila yung kapatid nilang former congressman, Neric Acosta. So, how do we decide amongst the two, who the incumbent is Congressman Joman Alba, and the brother-in-law wants to run under these provisions, bawal po yan kasi up to second degree of affinity and consanguinity. So, if brother-in-law, hindi rin po pwede. Who decides who can run for that position?
Before I get to that point, Mr. President, the step 2, who decides kung hindi magkasundo yung family?
Yes.
Because my answer, Mr. President, to the good majority leader will be the COMELEC. Just to make of record na the COMELEC shall notify all persons affected of the relevant circumstances, meaning a potential political dynasty relationship within a period of 5 days from the last day of submission of reports. Then the persons shall have 72 hours from receipt of such notice or from the posting or publication thereof to choose among themselves which individuals shall proceed with the candidacy and to submit their joint agreement to the COMELEC. Kung hindi naman sila pwedeng mag-usap because of there being not a good relationship obtaining between them, then the COMELEC shall proceed with the drawing of lots to decide which singular candidate may be favored by luck and may proceed
Amen.
with their candidacy. It is, of course, not the ideal situation or process, Mr. President, but after giving the family or the clan the right of first refusal, COMELEC has to implement the law and ensure that there can be only one in compliance with an anti-political dynasty law. Of course, kung may magkunwari na there is a potential political dynasty relationship, unfair naman dun sa kung there's only one candidate who is really qualified sana to run, to be knocked out by that process. But we also have safeguards against that,
No, yeah,
Mr.
the reason why
President.
I raise this is because, Mr. President, sometimes it's not fair na drawing lots lang or toss coin kasi marami ding nuisance candidate eh. Mga kapangalan ng nuisance na hindi qualified. For example, a CPA lawyer who would like to run for that position is an incumbent. Tapos mamaya, Mr. President, may kamag-anak siya, gustong tumakbo parang nuisance candidate, pero sa draw lots, nanalo yung nuisance candidate. Unfair naman yung qualified, na
I
super
agree.
qualified. Yeah.
100% I agree, Mr. President, with the good majority leader. And we strove to provide for that sa Section 8. Other grounds for cancellation of certificate of candidacy or nomination, including malicious or frivolous filings to trigger the anti-political dynasty prohibitions, willful concealment or falsehoods made in the sworn statement required, and submission of spurious, forged, or falsified documents required. Kung may mag-file, nagkukunwari siyang may political dynasty relationship potentially with a qualified candidate. Pag na-establish ng COMELEC na ganito nga, malicious, willful concealment, or submission of spurious documents, i-disqualify yung kandidato yun. So as also not to subject the one who in qualified fashion filed his or her certificate of candidacy, hindi siya i-subject dun sa parang matter of chance lamang, Mr.
Yun nga,
President.
kasi there's still a lot of questions on my mind, particularly on the issue on who decides. With due respect to our friends in the COMELEC, I know, I'm not saying this is all, but there are also corruption issues that hound the COMELEC, even in the local level, and decisions like this. So we don't want the law to be vague or ambiguous. We have to be very sure that it is, how do you say, it addresses those concerns, particularly with who decides which family member gets to run. And also on another issue, on another topic, and maybe we can discuss this again lengthily in or that particular issue on who gets to decide. But isa pong topic pa ng gusto kong itanong, Mr. President, is on the succession. Kasi under the law, bawal ang succession. Pero katulad po ng binanggit ko, for example, kung ako po'y gustong tumakbo bilang congressman, siguro after my 25 years as a legislator, one-time Senate President, 4-time Majority Leader, siguro naman po, qualified din naman po ako maging congressman to represent my district. But under that measure, if a Zubiri is in that district, hindi na po rin ako pwedeng tumakbo by succession, which deprives also my opportunity to serve my constituency. And when it comes to, di naman sa pagyayabang, siguro experience and know-how on legislative matters, yan ang madadala natin sa distrito at sa ating mga kababayan doon. So parang it will deprive of a particular candidate the right to be able to run as well in succession. So maybe we will hear the comments, of course, of our dear colleague.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Unfortunately, even a now thin dynasty and a potential non-dynasty is right now would right now be affected by prohibitions that, of course, would have greatest effect for the general public. In the case of fat and obese dynasties. But as with all other interpellations, seriously tinetake note po nitong representasyon yung mga concerns, and at the proper time, willing po akong pag-aralan kung paano pwedeng tugunan
Perfect.
yung concerns ng mga kapwa-senador, Mr.
Thank you very
President.
much. No, thank you very much, Mr. President. No, we're how you say, we're charting on new territory here, as mentioned earlier by Senator Ping Lacson, our Senate President pro tempore. This has been on the table for, I'd say, 4 decades or 5 decades since we passed the constitution, the new constitution. It's only now that we've reached this far, debates on the floor. So it's quite refreshing to see that these debates have gone forward already in plenary. Yun nga lang, maybe there's just some questions. We just want to make sure that in the implementation of the law, walang question marks, ika nga, or open to interpretation by other agencies rather than the intent of the law. Yun lamang po. And may just last question before I end my interpellation. Are there any major countries that actually adopted an anti-dynasty provision aside from the Philippines? And if there are, can you share with us later on, not now, not today, but maybe later on, maybe you can share with us their experiences and what limitations do they stipulate in their own law when it comes to anti-dynasty? Because obviously the United States has no, I think most European countries and most democracies do not have an anti-dynasty provision, but maybe I might be mistaken. Maybe we can ask this later on. Maybe if the good gentle lady could explain to us some of the countries that are, or at least share with us some of the countries that have an anti-dynasty provision.
I would be glad to in a while, Mr. President. Pero initially po, may mga bansa, halimbawa sa Latin America, na may anti-political dynasty laws. Interesante kasi we share some common historical, cultural characteristics with them na I would surmise naging dahilan na nagkaroon din sila ng batas. But I would be glad to share through the good majority leader with our colleagues more details and maybe some lessons na natutunan nila sa mga batas nila, Mr.
Thank you very much.
President.
Thank you very much, sir, distinguished Lady Senator, for your time, Your Honor, Mr. President. Once again, thank you.
Maraming salamat,
I-
Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, our other colleagues who wish to interpolate asked if they can interpolate on a later date. They're no longer available in the room, Mr. President. So I move to suspend consideration of the measure.
Any objection? Hearing none, consideration of the measure suspended.
Salamat po, Mr. President.
I move for the additional reference.
Additional reference of business, Secretary will proceed.
Yes, in first reading. Senate Bill number 1925, and providing for new provision governing temporary vacancy or temporary incapacity in the office of the Vice Local Chief Executive, amending for the purpose of Public Act number 7160, Articles of Local Government Code 1991 by Senator Estrada.
Referred to the Committee on Local Government.
1927, an act allowing automatic suspension or reduction of excise tax on fuels, amending for the purpose Article 148 National Internal Revenue Code of the Philippines is amended by Senators
Committee-
Cayetano P. and Cayetano AP.
To the Committee on Ways and Means and Energy.
Resolutions. Resolution number 333, Resolution directing the appropriate Senate committee to conduct an inquiry into the utilization to the energy resource of the country and the government's mitigation responses to any shock arising from escalating conflict in the Middle East by Senator Marcos.
To the Committee on Energy and Ways and Means.
334, resolution directing the appropriate Senate committee to conduct inquiry into the legislation on the investment activities of the Maharlika Investment Corporation within the view of ensuring the sustainability, optimization, and proper management of the Maharlika Investment Fund by Senator Villar M.
To the Committees on Banks and Finance.
Committee report. Committee report 39. Prepared and submitted jointly by the Committees on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality, and Tourism on Senate Bill number 1926 with Senators Ontiveros and Tulfo-R as authors thereof, titled An Act Preventing, Mitigating, and Responding to Risks Affecting Children and Tourists while on vacation, engaging in leisure or participating in other activities related to the tourism industry. Committee's approval is Senate Bill number 559 and 1673 by Senator Ontiveros.
To the calendar of ordinary business and for PS Resolution 334, would like to correct the referral. It will be the Committees on Banks, Government Corporations, and Finance. You may proceed with the next committee report.
Committee report number 40, submitted by the Committee on National Defense and Security, Peace, Unification, Reconciliation on Senate Bill number 1719, introduced by Senator Ligarda, titled An Act declaring the month of April every year as a Philippine Veterans Month. Committee's approval with amendments taken into consideration. House Bill number 7301, sponsored by Senator Ligarda.
The calendar of ordinary business. Majority Leader. You like
Yes, may I move for minute suspension, Mr. President?
session suspended for 1 Senate minute. Pwede na painit to.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we
40 seconds lang.
resume consideration. Did we already suspend consideration of the
Yes,
measure?
sir. Yes, we did.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we resume consideration of Senate Bill number 1654 under Committee Report number 34. I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, consideration is in order.
This is the act to abolish the Optical Media Board, created under Republic Act number 9293.
What is the parliamentary status?
Yes. Parliamentary status, Mr. President, we're in the period of interpellation. To sponsor the measure is Senator Robin Hood Padilla. May we recognize him, and to interpellate is the principal author of the measure, Senator Jingo Estrada.
Senator Robin Padilla is recognized to continue sponsoring the bill, and Senator Jingo Estrada to interpolate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, will the gentleman from Camarines Norte yield to some clarificatory questions?
Opo, Ginoong Pangulo, isa pong kaligayahan natin ang makatanggap po ng mga katanungan mula po sa ating principal sponsor, ang anak ng masa, Senator Jingo Estrada.
Maraming salamat po. Ginoong Pangulo, ako po ay isa sa mga pangunahing may akda ng panukalang batas na ito. Ngunit meron lang po kung ilan mga mahalagang katanungan sa distinguished sponsor patungkol sa ilang probisyon ng kanyang committee report. Nawa po ay mapaundakan tayo ng aking mabuting kaibigan, ang pinakasikat na miyembro ng bulwagang ito at kasulukuyang tagapangulo ng Committee on Public Information and Mass Media. Yung una kong tanong, Ginoong Pangulo, sa ilalim po ng aking isinumiting versyon, Senate Bill number 991, ipinapanukala nating ilipat ang kapangyarihan at ang mga gawain ng Optical Media Board sa Film Development Council of the Philippines, yung tinatawag natin FDCP. Ngunit mas minabuti po ng committee na i-transfer ang function sa Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines o yung IPOPHIL. Maaari po ba tayo malinawan kung paano po narating ang desisyon na ito?
Opo, ang katunayan po niyan, parehas po tayo nung una po nating isinagawa yung pagdinig. Parehas po tayo na ang gusto po natin talaga ay sa FDCP. Kinuha po natin yung panig ng FDCP dahil alam naman po natin na parehas po tayong taga-pelikula na ang nararapat sana na mga siwa ng paghahanap ng mga pirated at mag-absorb doon sa mga TOMB, FDCP. Pero nung kami po ay nagsagawa uli ng pagdinig, ang FDCP po ay gumawa ng sulat at sila po ay nagsabi na mas mainam po kung sa ibang opisina dahil hindi po nila ma-accommodate yung lahat ng mga empleyado po na maililipat po sa kanila. Dahil sa ngayon po, ay kukonti lamang daw po ang available sa kanilang opisina.
Yung bang mandato ng OMB at yung IPOPHIL ay magkahintulad?
Opo, sa usapin po ng intellectual property, dahil yun din po yung ipinaglalaban natin na matagal na po, na yung ating pong mga pelikula ay napapirated, ay ganun din po yung trabaho noong Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines. Sila din po yung nangangasiwa doon sa pangkalahatan, na pati po yung sa mga libro at sa mga ibang bagay pa po na involved yung intellectual property. Kaya hindi rin po na naging mahirap para sa IPO na tanggapin po yung ating mungkahi.
Nais ko lang tanong sa inyo, Ginoong Pangulo. Noong bang araw ng naging aktibo kayo gumawa ng pelikula, marami ba nagpipirata ng mga pelikula mo?
Opo, pelikula po natin, napakarami po. Ang katunayan, nagpapasalamat po tayo doon sa unang naging mga taon ng OMB. Nandiyan po yung ating dating kasama na dati pong senador din na si Senator Ramon Bong Revilla, kapatid po natin na si Ronnie Ricketts. Sila po yung mga unang naging chairman yan at napakadami po nila na talagang naitulong sa atin. Kanya nga lang po, tama po kayo, nung minungkahi niyo po ito na hindi na po uso yung DVD ngayon. Iba na po kasi ngayon eh. Iba na. Ang tawag po nila, streaming na eh.
Pangalawang tanong, Ginoong Pangulo, nais po natin ilagay sa Senate records na sa ilalim ng Republic Act number 12314 on 2026 GAA, General Appropriations Act, na ating pinasa at nilagdaan ng ating mahal na Pangulo, nakasaad po dun sa isang special provision na affected personnel shall be absorbed by the Film Development Council of the Philippines. Nahingan po ba natin ng pahayag o posisyon ang FDCP kaugnay ng panukalang to? Ang nabanggit niyo po kanina, meron pong kasulatan
Opo.
ang tagapangulo ng FDCP. Mari ba natin malaman kung ano po ang totoong dahilan kung bakit mukhang nagdadalawang isip ang FDCP na tanggapin ang lahat ng ma-absorb na empleyado ng Optical Media Board?
Opo. Dito po sa sulat nila, medyo mahaba-haba po yung kanilang sulat. Sinasabi po nila dito na yung pong pag-absorb nila ng mga tao po ng OMB may be limited. Nakalagay po dito. Nung tinanong po namin sila, ito daw po kasi ang lumalabas, na ang kaya lang po nilang kunin ay dadalawang tao. Ang mawawalan po ng sa OMB, yung malilipat po ay 60 na tao. 49 po na plantilla at 11 po na job order. Dito naman po sa Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, maganda po dito sapagkat ang kanila pong authorized position ay 498 po. Ang meron lang po sa kanila na ngayon na nakaupo ay 340. Meron po silang 158 na bakante.
Ang IPOPHIL?
Opo.
IPOPHIL.
Opo.
So ma-absorb ng IPOPHIL ang mga madi-displace na empleyado ng Optical Media Board.
Opo, kung ano
Ngunit
po
sa
yung
FDCP,
dadalawa lang po ang makukuha
mukhang hindi
po
nila kayang may-absorb. Tama po ba ako?
Opo.
Alright.
Opo.
Yun lang po. At sa pagkakalam po ng butihing sponsor, alin ba sa industriya po ang pinaka-apektado ng piracy? Sasangayon po ba kayo kung sabihin natin ito ang industriya ng pelikulang Pilipino?
Sa ngayon po, pagka sinabi po natin, industriya po ng pelikula sa buong mundo, talaga pong apektado po ng piracy po. Pero sa ngayon po, katulad po nung nasa inyo pong panukala, talaga pong nasa streaming na po talaga ang piracy po.
Ano ba talaga what is the primary mandate of the IPOPHIL? Ano ba yung pangunahing mandato ng IPOPHIL?
Yung intellectual property po talaga, halimbawa, katulad po sa atin, isa na po yun sa pelikula. Halimbawa din po yung mga manunulat, yung kanila po mga isinusulat na libro, kung ano man po yung may kinalaman sa talino, yun po yung hawak ng intellectual property po. Malawak po, napakalawak po.
Maaari ko ba malaman kung sino po yung hepe ng ahensyang ito?
Ah.
At kanino po under ito? Itong IPOPHIL? Is it under the Office of the President? Or the Department of Trade and Industry?
Ito po ay nasa ilalim po ng DTI. At ang kanila pong acting director ay si General Nathaniel Arevalo. Director General po.
Only in an acting capacity.
Acting capacity po. Opo.
Intellectual property.
Acting po. Acting,
daw.
acting director po. Director General.
All right.
Mr. President, do you have any information?
About the, well,
Who is the head of this agency?
si Attorney Bridget just resigned, recently resigned. That's why she.
That's why he's only in an acting capacity, maybe.
DG Arevalo.
Yes.
Oo.
Meron na bang naging papel ang IPOPHIL sa pagsugpo at paglaban sa pamimirata? At
Sa usapin po ng pelikula, ngayon pa lang po sila magkakaroon ng doon po sa ating panukala, ngayon pa lang po mapupunta sa kanila ang usapin ng pelikula. Pero doon po sa usapin ng
Then, bukod sa pelikula, meron na ba sila naging previous accomplishments nung araw bukod sa pelikula? Kunwari, sa mga creative industries, katulad ng pagpapublish ng libro, mga gaming,
Ay, opo,
mga software
sigurado
development, bukod sa pelikula Pilipino.
For the information of our colleagues, the IPO was instrumental in, well, you may register intellectual properties, intellectual property rights. And that is the reason that, if you will recall, we won a case in the IPO against Tape Incorporated
Opo.
with TVJ Productions owning Eat Bulaga as the title. Those are the sort of issues that are raised in the Intellectual Property Office. Marami nakaregister doon ng pati mga pangalan ng mga restaurants actually, hotels and the like. Basta't kailangan merong pag-aari ng tao, ang tinatawag nga nating intellectual property. It's under their jurisdiction.
So nanalo po kayo sa kaso na yan? Ginong Pangulo?
Awa ng Diyos, nanalo kami.
Okay. Huling katanungan na lang, Ginong
Opo.
Pangulo. Kasi ako'y nangangamba, nababahala. Kasi, syempre, ilan yung empleyado na madidisplace supposedly
60 po.
ng OMB?
Opo,
Ng
60.
60? Akala ko
Opo,
49 lang.
60 po.
60?
60 po.
Basta sisiguraduhin
49,
natin. Gusto ko-
49 po yung plantilla at 11 na job order.
11 job orders. So kaya na i-absorb ng IPOPHIL yan, ha? Kasi
Opo.
gusto ko lang tiyakin na sa ilalim ng aking panukalang batas na walang empleyado na mapapabayaan during the transition period. At nais ko rin siguruhin na tuloy-tuloy ang pagtatrabaho ng yung mga maapektuhan na mga empleyado ng OMB. So, walang mawawala ng hanap buhay ni isa sa mga empleyado ng OMB. Tama po ba yun?
Opo, yun po ang sinigurado po ninyo noong tayo po ay nagsagawa ng pagdinig. Yun po yung unang-unang sinigurado po ninyo na walang mawawalan ng trabaho.
Meron ba hong provision sa inyong committee report na maaaring panghawakan ng mga personnel ng OMB kaugnay sa layunin nito? Para at least
Opo.
maging safe sila na magkakaroon pa rin sila ng tuluyang trabaho. Siyempre may mga pamilya, may mga anak yan na sinusustentuhan.
Opo, yan po ay sinigurado po natin at yan po ay nasa Section 3 po. Ang nakalagay po dito ay ma-absorb po sila ng Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines nang wala pong pababawas sa kanilang sahod at benepisyo at tumanggap po ng separation benefits alinsunod sa mga umiiral na batas. At kung sila po ay qualified na, maaari po silang magretiro at tumanggap ng retirement benefits.
Yung 11 na job orders, pwede pa rin nilang i-absorb dun sa IPOPHIL? O pwede nilang gawing plantilla item yung mga payroll sa job order? Yung mga JOs?
Depende po yan kung,
Sa EDSA.
kung itutulak nyo po, ay sigurado.
Hindi, wag na.
Opo.
Bahala na yung hepe ng ahensya.
Opo.
Anyway, mga kababayan, mga kasama, una-una po yung nagpapasalamat sa buting sponsor. Sabi ko nga, siyang ang pinakasikat at pinakatanyag na miyembro dito sa Buluwaga ito, si Senador Padilla, sa pagpapaunlak niya ng oras upang sagutin ang ating mga katanungan tungkol sa abolition ng Optical Media Board at linawin ang ilang probisyon na sinusulong panukalang batas. At sinusuportahan po natin ang panukalang ito, lalo na po sa pamamagitan ng paglilipat ng powers and functions ng OMB ay higit na magpapalakas pa ang kampanya laban sa pamimirata. At higit sa lahat ay matitiyak natin ang kapakanan ng mga maapektong empleyado. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
Gangster, you know, we do that better than anybody.
I bet you got it twisted, you don't know who to trust. So many player hating niggas trying to sound like us. Say they ready for the front, but I don't think they know it. Straight to the depths of hell is where them cowards going. Well, all you still down, nigga, holler when you see me. And let these devils be sorry for the day they finally free me. I got a caravan of niggas every time we ride. Hitting motherfuckers up when we pass by. Until I die, live the life of a boss player. Cause